Hey guys, and welcome back to yet another video where we are packing up all of the orders we got over the weekend. So I shipped out all the orders on Friday. It was about 7 p.m. on Friday. So this is everything from 7 p.m. on Friday all the way up until Monday at around 10 a.m. So this is about 48 hours of orders. So we got 20 items to go and pack up today. We only got 17 orders, so that means a couple people ordered multiple items, which is always a good thing. It helps save us some money. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into all of the profit, the expenses, and what items actually sold. So our very first game here is Skate 2, and I was actually running a promotion over the weekend, so the prices you guys see here may not be the exact ones that people paid. I had a 5% sale going on, so they paid $25.64 for it. I only paid $1. I got a bundle of a console and 40 games for $70. So I just priced it out as $30 for the console, $40 for the games. Comes out to $1 each. This was only in inventory for 2 days. It literally took 2 days to sell, which is amazing. I had lots of watchers, or quite a few views, and I think I even had a couple watchers as well. The fees were insane. So this one sold through a promoted listing, and the fees came to $6.84, which is crazy. But we walked away with a profit of $15.37. That is pretty darn good. Next up is Mortal Kombat the Complete Edition. So this one, the buyer paid $22.79. I paid $1 for it. This was also in that same bundle, and the profit came out to $13.89. Here we actually have a repeat buyer. So this guy has bought multiple Pokemon cards from me. You can see here that he bought 2 Pokemon cards as well as Battlefield Bad Company 2. So he ended up paying $20.99 for this. I paid $1.50 for Bad Company, and these Pokemon cards I paid less than 2 cents for, so I'm just gonna go ahead and cancel that out. We came out with a profit of $5.51 on the video game there, and a profit of $3.18 on each of the Pokemon cards. So I typically send the Pokemon cards in a penny sleeve and then put them inside of a top loader. So that's what I did here. But I typically, when I'm just sending the Pokemon cards, I put them in a rigid envelope as well. What I did was I just put the 2 Pokemon cards inside of the case of the game, so I know they're not going to get damaged, and I don't have to spend I think the envelopes came up to about 29 cents each. I didn't have to spend the money on the envelope, so we just shipped it all together. But yeah, we came up with some pretty good profit on these ones. We have yet another double order here. So the buyer's total came out to $17.46 before any taxes or anything. We ended up paying $2.72 for Diablo, giving us a profit of $3.92. And Grand Theft Auto we paid $1.97 for, giving us a profit of $4.12. Fear 2. This is actually the very first reproduction box art that has sold, so I'm super excited for this. The buyer reached out and said that they have the case, they have the box art, they also have the manual. The disc they bought just doesn't work. So this is exactly what they wanted. They ended up paying $9.11 for the game, but also because it was going to the States, they paid $7.98 in shipping. So because we paid $1.12 for this game, we came up with a profit of $7.33. Skate 3, the order total came out to $15.19. We paid $1.59 for it, giving us a profit of $7.46. Next up here, we have SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. This one's for the original Xbox. We don't get that many original Xbox sales, so it is amazing to see this one go. The buyer's total came to $13.59. We paid a little bit too much for it. We paid $2.12, but we still profited $6.32. Next up here, we have a movie. We have High School Musical. They paid $12.47. We paid $1.12 for it, giving us a profit of $6.63. Guitar Hero World Tour. This one came out to $10.93 they paid. We paid $2.37, giving us a profit of $5.59. Home Alone 2 Lost in New York. The buyer paid $9.11. We paid 87 cents for it, giving us a profit of $4.07. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, the buyer paid $8.35. We paid $1. This was also in the bundle that we just recently got, giving us a profit of $3.50. Ghost in the Shell sold for $8. We only paid 91 cents for it, leaving us a profit of $4.31. Prince of Persia here, the order total came to $8. We paid $2.32 for it, leaving us with a profit of $2.35. Nerve on DVD, the buyer's total came to $7.67. We paid $1.31 for it, leaving us a profit of $3.09. Infamous Greatest Hits Edition, this one came out to $8.35. We paid $2.12 for it, leaving us a profit of $2.66. Project Gotham Racing 4. This one sold for $7.59. We also paid $1 for it, leaving us a profit of $2.82. And then the very last order we received was King Kong. We accepted an offer here for $7. We only paid 63 cents for it, and we got a profit of $1.31. So now that you guys saw us package up all the orders there, we came up with a profit of $106.61 after all expenses, all advertising, all shipping, all of that. So that is pretty good over the weekend. I'm pretty happy with that. Orders have been pretty slow over the last couple weeks, but this weekend was actually really good. You know, we've had some days where we haven't even got any orders the last week and the week before. So I think this weekend it really picked up. And I think that may be because of a couple things. And I think the first reason why we saw more sales was because I changed my advertising strategy. So the way I run ads on eBay is it's actually a cost when it sells. Normally ads are typically cost per click, and the price can vary anywhere from a couple cents up to 50 cents per click. That doesn't mean the person bought it. That means all they did was view the listing. Now, this may work great for a lot of people listing very expensive items, but for me, when I'm selling some items for $7, paying, close to 50 cents, or even if it's less, even if it's 10 cents per click, I am not making a lot of money and I'm spending way too much on ads. So thankfully, eBay allows me to go ahead and use a percentage-based advertising strategy. So I only pay for ads when the item sells through that advertisement, and I only pay a percentage of the final value or the final sale price that I set. So I've made some adjustments about this over the years, and I started off with no advertising, then I went up to 2%, which is actually the minimum, and now I'm up to 10% on all of my items under $20. Now this seems like a lot of money, but I guess the way I think of it is, even if I had a $20 item, which is the most expensive in this 10%, if someone offered me $2 less than my asking price, would I take it? And the answer is yes. So that doesn't mean that just because I'm advertising at 10%, I will be paying that fee. That only means if they buy the product through clicking on that advertising, then I am charged. So there still is lots of sales. 7 of the orders today did not come from advertising, but 10 of them did. Now, anything over this $20 mark, I advertise from maybe 5% to, if it's really expensive, only at 2%. And I'm really excited to go and look at my promoted listing sales over the next couple weeks and see how this changes now that I've upped my percentage to 10%. Another thing that I changed was calculated shipping. So before, I wasn't using any calculated shipping because I didn't want to go ahead and measure the weight and the dimensions of each item before I went and listed it on eBay. But I have since turned it on, and the main thing is international orders. To the States, it's not too bad, but there is lots of people that are from maybe Israel or these other countries that is very, very expensive to ship to, and I'm just charging a flat rate. For example, I had an order to Israel a couple weeks ago, and it turns out Canada Post just doesn't even ship to Israel right now. So what I've done is I've turned on calculated shipping, so someone in Israel just wouldn't even see the shipping option, any shipping option, so they would not be able to purchase it. I've had a few people from Japan and China try to make orders, and I am just out a lot of money for shipping. So I've either had to cancel the order or just eat the shipping cost. But with this, they are paying exactly what it is going to cost me to ship. This also means that some of the orders to the UK, I've had a couple to London actually, which have been quite a bit less than what I was charging them, and I was just profiting, which is okay, obviously, but probably deter some previous buyers or previous potential buyers that turned away because of the expensive shipping cost. So I'm going to keep an eye on my stats page over the next couple weeks and see what the advertising does and what our international orders do. If they go up or they go down, I can't imagine them go up, but I want to see how much they actually go down by to see if maybe calculated shipping just isn't the right move. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end of this video. If you enjoyed, go ahead and smash the like button and subscribe so you guys don't miss any more future content.